attendez, parce que je vais... Attendez, parce qu'il y a mon aide-soignant qui est pas... Est-ce que vous pouvez m'aider? Ouais, voilà. Parce que c'est de... Non, ah non,
visiblement, ça ne marche pas.
Attendez.
Père Patrick, vous n'avez pas perdu la main.
Est-ce que vous pouvez couper le... Ah!
On va regarder un sujet sur la...
I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Hi there!
Don't judge me, this is art!
It looks like he may commit suicide. Suicide is badass.
Put a chicken in, make her gay!
What the fuck is that? Bigfoot. Oh man, look at him.
Come on, you motherfucker! Oh, shit! God damn it! Same shit, different day!
One last thing. If you have any drugs or any alcohol, give me some.
You're muted.
Oh, but of course, gotta start off with a fuck up. I was saying, yes, of course, same shit every day.
Wow. I haven't seen the chat look this barren in a long time.
I know. Okay, next time I'll refer you to a more higher class gay pimp agency or hoe agency.
The quality sucks that much, huh?
Alright, but welcome the Goon Room and welcome Valkyria Winter.
Hi, Valkyria. Hi, Goon.
Not many vocal ones right now, but maybe it'll pick up. But I get the feeling it's gonna be one of those days. Well, okay. How am I doing? I made a clip here just for you. See, I made that because that's how some of these people come in here acting.
the I don't even want to know what
we have Midnight Ladybug and Valkyria Winter says always try to join your chat, and thanks for that because there's not many to make the effort. Oh, that's kinky.
Well, here's what I'm gonna regret asking.
We got Charlie Nuclear.
Oh, and we got followed.
Look, I did tag a bunch of people, so just let me know if you don't like being tagged. And no homo. No, I'm not saying no homo shit because every fucking thing I say.
We got followed by Jeremy U. Reeve. If I'm reading that right?
Where are you reading it from?
Off the chat.
Oh, okay. I said a bot up to tell me when people followed. So hey, it works.
Well, okay, about that clip that you made especially for Goon, I kind of want to know what that man is slathering on himself in the end. Is
Nutella,
it
supposedly. It's supposedly Nutella, or you might could call it Nutella. You know, like no. Anyway,
I got it. But I don't think that was all Nutella or whatever you want to call it. It looked more like pudding or poop.
The Goon Room. I hope it was poo. Alright, so Goon Room, are you like on Toasty stream, but typing in chat here, you doing that shit again? Out there simping?
Ah. Damn little puppies are mean. But thank you for following us, Jeremy.
Yeah, at Jeremy, you use review. Fuck, I don't. Whatever your name is. Yeah, thanks.
Well, so far, this week has not been as eventful as last week. Thank God.
Last week was hell.
Yeah. Last week was hellish. And I hope we don't have a repeat.
I'm still recovering from it.
Yeah. It was rough.
I'm just adjusting my camera. Or attempting to.
But, you know, I just think that everybody has weeks like that, or months, or even years,
Well,
you know.
The thing is when you have too many.
Yeah.
Then you just like want to crawl under a rock, and it's like fuck the world. I'm just gonna live here till I live no more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Says I like the music. Yeah, it's a calming music, and state I've been in, I need some calming music.
Yeah.
Good talking music.
Yeah, that's true.
Not to mention how fed up I am with YouTube. That's why I tagged a whole shitload of people, because it doesn't notify people. There's been a good many that will put at Noise Pollution 88 directly into it and can't fucking find it.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't even find it. And it never lets me know of any streams or anything. So if I didn't just ask in person, I would never know.
I'm putting a link here to the same live stream, but it's on Rumble. And if you care to buy memberships or super chat, you may do so there, and it work. Because while everybody else seems to get monetized like that, I've been doing this shit for over a year and still don't have it. And maybe people just don't like me. Oh well, but still, it wears on your nerves all the same.
Oh, Charlie, the hour loop of glass breaking. Sometimes we get that shit in real time. We don't need it on the internet. Yeah, like I think it was Thursday when we were doing the stream. I kept smelling like plastic burning or something, and I thought, oh crap, the damn meth heads across the road are burning something at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Ideally, watch me on YouTube. I need the watch hours. But then if you have the urge to buy a membership or super chat, just bring up another tab in the Rumble and do it there, because that way you can show some support.
Well, I think if Rumble would become more popular, people seem to have more freedom on Rumble than they do YouTube, that you don't really have to watch as close what you say. You know, you don't have to do these word gymnastics and come off like a stupid person that can't speak. You know, you can just say what you need to say.
Yeah, I had a thought about that. I mean, not a thought I never had before. Something I've said many times. If I ever do get monetized, I'll probably get demonetized on day one for the shit I say and the shit I show.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably would. You probably would, you know. I mean, but because to me, it's gotten to the point to where nobody on YouTube that wants to have success at it, all they can do is do this fluff stuff and nothing of real substance.
Hey, we have the all-knowing Dixonar. Now, he's all-knowing. I didn't say everything he knows is correct. So there's that.
Well, he tries. You know, he tries. He tries.
Well, okay. What he's saying here, oh yeah, YouTube would be like, oh no, we can't have this. But the little pony clip has been probably my biggest selling point. Is like they look at me and tune in, oh fuck no, change it, right? And then they tune in and like, hey, what's this? What's this? My Little Pony? And they're like, I guess.
Do I want to stick around for this, or do I want to just skip out and pretend it never happened? But yeah,
morbid curiosity.
But that's the thing, you know. I think a lot of YouTube creators would like to do more things of substance than just the fluff stuff that they've been stuck having to do, because YouTube squashes that ability so damn much.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, yeah, I have a few good clips, but unfortunately, StreamYard, unless you want to pay out the motherfucking ass, will only allow you so many clips.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. You know, I'm always having to prioritize and take some out, and so yeah. Well, you know, I make the interesting clips that others don't make. You know, I don't have no fucking screaming cowboy. I mean, that was funny like for the first minute.
I hate that clip. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I hate that money clip. I hate that one too. I just hate it. I guess it's because I've heard it so much.
Oh, yeah. And I completely miss this when we have Maject Laxarus.
Oh, hi, Maject.
If any of you want to hop on the panel, just let me know. I am always looking for another regular panelist. There is Dan, but sometimes he doesn't show, and he's usually late, and he's really dedicated to his own thing. And I can't fault him for that. So yeah, I'm always looking for one or two more regular panelists to keep things flowing more smoothly, so people don't have to listen to me and look at me this whole fucking time. I know I am not a big selling point.
Look at me. Pick me.
You're gonna have to make me play that motherfucker.
Me! Choose me! Love me!
Oh my goodness. Woo. But I do think if we decided to go on exclusively Rumble, that we could do more outrageous clips and stuff like that, and not have to worry about YouTube being all sensitive.
But Daxonar, what about your boyfriend Leon? Won't he get jealous or something?
What now?
He says, I'm down to jump on Thursday, run behind a little bit today. I'll be listening though.
I think Dax is about ready to leave Leon. That's what I think.
No, but yeah, let's see. If you're on Discord on Thursdays, I'll send you a link on Discord, or I can send it on Twitter. Either one. Fuck, I'll send it both to be sure. And yeah, I'll send you an invite beforehand on Thursday.
Charlie wants the snatch clip now.
Well,
if you must, you must.
it's, you know, by popular demand.
Oh, that clip, that clip was my fault. I found it. I think I found it on Reddit. I sent it to him or something. I don't remember where I found it. No, like,
you don't want to. If you don't want to go to Rumble, I do have a link here. You can leave a tip at as well. See, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, you can give me money this way, you can give me money that way, and it's like everybody's like, no, fuck you, you don't got tits. But I can't help it.
Look what you did to Dax.
No, I'm not about to go transformer for you motherfuckers.
I'm telling you the truth. I need to get back on Reddit to see if I can find any more weird shit. I happened upon that clip by accident. I was looking for things that would be good for the stream. And yeah, I found that and I thought, this is weird. This is really weird. So I sent it to Noise. And he added the words.
Yeah, okay. What I said earlier, I have a bot say it as well, like every 15 minutes or so. So yeah, there's that. What the fuck it says down there. Come to my Rumble if you'd like to super chat or become a member, and there's a link. I see some of you same motherfuckers on other channels throwing that money out like you know, like you're at a fucking strip club. Come here is like, no, I don't like you enough. Fuck you. No. Should I be taking this personal?
No. You're awful. But you know somebody that's not in the chat that's usually in the chat? Lilith.
Oh, she's
asleep.
Oh, she's visiting family, I believe.
Oh. Look at what Dax said.
What for the snatch clip? Is that it?
Yeah. It's my fault.
What? It don't have enough fur for your liking?
Maybe I could edit it and make it have a blue fur or something.
He likes that 1970s porn with the full bush.
Oh, well.
If you think I'm donating anything after that nightmare fuck shit, then you got another thing coming.
Oh my goodness.
Blame Charlie Nuclear, he requested it.
Yeah, well, it's there, might as well use it. Oh, we could put makeup on it. We could put makeup and fur on it.
There's another thing I like to to remind the audience, be sure to hit the heart reaction button to help the channel. So just now and then, click the fuck out of that. It helps people discover the channel, helps the algorithm, you know, the spill, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
Throw some fur on it, work at the bar, right? Holy fuck, I'm so grossed out.
Well, we strive to our best for the grossness. We have to. We can't do anything less.
Well, I usually do cover things on here, but I like to talk for a good while first. For one, so I don't just straight run out of material real quick. Also, I believe the majority of what this channel is about is interacting with the chat. You know, it's not about me or Elijah there. It's about the people who come to watch.
We are very grateful for everyone that comes to watch us. And it's good to have a rapport with each and every one of you.
Yeah, like all 10 or 5, or it depends on the night. Sometimes 2, sometimes 15. Okay, motherfucker.
Oh, God. I don't even want to know. Get it in stereo.
And it's unholy because he sees the upside down cross, and it's unholy too. But see, that's a matter of perspective.
But I heard that Hypnotic went on Rumble and did very well.
Oh yeah, but that's because he's one of the best well-paid YouTubers in existence. People throw money at him like he's the best stripper in the world. So when he goes on Rumble, you know, they have less restrictions and he gets more of the money. So yeah, of course he's gonna do well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he did, because maybe if he continues to do that, it'll make Rumble get more popular, and people will kind of gravitate toward that platform instead of YouTube, and maybe then YouTube will change some of their shit, you know.
I would like to see that, but I doubt it would happen. Anything's possible, but Google has such a stranglehold on the industry, it's beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you can't do anything without Google. I mean, it's gotten awful. And, you know, I can remember when Google got started and they were all about being fair and, you know, the something other than Microsoft and all that kind of stuff. Now look at them. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. And I hope everybody's week is not horrible. So I just wonder what the week is going to bring. I hope it's nothing terrible.
I don't remember my weekend, but it's generally been stressed, you know. Like last week was stressful as hell, and I've been taking like the week since then to try to get back right from it. So it's all blurred into one. Still stressed. Not just YouTube, internet stuff. I mean that you could walk away from that, live your life. You're all right. But then there's life. When life kicks you down, you know, puts you down and kicks you, that's something different.
Oh yeah, because you really can't get away from that. You gotta, you know, deal with it the best you can.
But I'd say unless you're Smash JT, that shit went from internet to life. You know, ooh.
I felt sorry for him, and how him and his family got done. That was just horrible.
Yeah, and then you heard the way that the same essentially group of people is now doing Toasty, and they're attacking others too. I think those are the two main targets right now, but they are attacking others as well. They've now started. From the way I hear it, they're now attacking Puerto Ricans. So it was just white people. So now they're attacking Puerto Ricans. They leave the blacks alone. Like you have Atreus, he's on there all the time going on about Mercanti, all the time, like daring her, like do something. I'm black, you're not gonna do nothing. Right? And she won't even respond to him.
Okay, so now her group of people are going after Puerto Ricans?
Well, yeah,
that's insane.
Toasty's a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I knew she was, but the good Lord, I don't even know with them.
I'm the majority of I'm mixed. I'm a mutt. I'm a mutt. But the majority of me is Native American. But they're gonna look at me and go, "White boy, attack!" That's it. Just white boy, get him.
Yeah, but part of me wonders if Toasty couldn't do something like, slap a lawsuit on her or something for harassment or something.
Well, Toasty was on there going, just going, I dare you to come on here and say something. So, I mean, yeah, sure, Mercanti started it all, but she did kind of like ask to be in the action in a sense.
Well, it's hard, it's hard not to get pissed off at somebody doing shit like that, and especially if they call you out. Oh yeah, it was veiled, but yeah, she did call her out and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, I can understand.
Well, it's a tricky thing. These people like Mercanti and Airbagged and multiple ones of them. There's more than just those, but those are the most well-known ones. Yeah, they're pulling these stunts. They're writing articles. They have the mainstream media's attention where they can write articles for big publications. And how are we gonna fight back from that? Well, sure, everybody's been name calling, making fun, making memes, and I get that. Of course I get that. But there's got to be a better way to fight back against them.
Well,
no, I'm not claiming I know what that is. I'm just thinking we should brainstorm on it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, because it's the internet. It's common knowledge. People get on the internet and they're going to shit talk. That's just what the internet's for,
Yeah, but in the end, everybody looking from the outside just goes, "You're all nuts. Fuck all of you. I don't want, I'm not a part of the, what do they call it? Damn. I'm supposed to do words there and I forget words.
Influencer?
No, the culture war.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
part of the culture war. You're a part of the culture war, whether you like me or not, because it's in all the media and, they're pushing on you. And it's like, I don't take sides. Of course you do. Either you like it or you don't. It's like these people say, I don't judge. Everybody judges. If you have a brain in your head, you fucking judge. It's nature.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
But, until all of that started, I have never heard of anybody getting that bent out of shape to take a lawsuit out against people and doing as those people did against Smash and now Toasty and others like that. I've never heard of that at all. I mean, in the past, was just.
I like to say I'm not part of a culture war. I'm just for common sense and back to sanity. But the reality of it is, it's like saying I'm not into politics. Everything, politics can be applied to everything. It depends on how you look at it. It's kind of like, of course you're a part of it. If you have a preference, unless you absolutely have zero preference, which what's the chances of that? Then you're part of the culture war to some degree.
Yeah.
And, I like to say, I'm not that. I just like to get back to sanity. But the fact of the matter is, you kind of are by default.
Yeah. But it's like back a few years ago, even, it was common knowledge. People talked shit on the internet, and if somebody got their feelings hurt, they would walk away from the internet. They didn't try to ruin each other's personal lives as much as now. Now it's all over the place. You can't say anything, and that's my problem. You can't say anything. You can't be the voice of reason in a madhouse. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like being a priest in hell, or the smartest person in the room of retarded people, because by default you're the retard because they're all thinking the same, and if you're saying any different.
Yeah.
And I know it doesn't come off like it. I'm not good on camera, but I actually have a high IQ, higher than average. It just does not translate through my speech or on camera. But my point is I'm very well used to that phenomenon where you're smarter than the other people around, but they all get together in unison and go, "Oh, he's the idiot. Just no, don't even listen." And they all laugh at you for being the idiot, and you're like, "God damn, these people don't have two brain cells all put together."
I've been around people like that, and it's just, and I'm sure everybody in the chat has been around people like that. And what you have to do is you just have to nod your head and go on and ignore them because they're idiots. You have to.
Well, unfortunately, that's the majority of everyone, which is why I don't believe in democracy. When the masses get together and agree on something, it's almost always wrong. It's wrong think. It's low IQ thinking, or emotionally based because they can't separate their emotions and their logic. Anytime the masses get together on something, if you find yourself agreeing with them, you better stop, back the fuck up, and go, "Whoa, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Let me rethink this."
I know, a lot of times when people are wanting others to take sides in things, they'll all get together and start screaming at each other. Well, if somebody's in the middle trying to hear both sides of the issue so they can make an educated decision, they're not going to hear shit. And then they're just going to bow out of all of it, which is pretty much what I do. I usually just bow out of everything when it comes to stuff like that because nobody's right. Nobody's right.
Dax Snyder saying bad faith is rampant and unending. Just gotta try and stick to interacting with people who actually want to have a discussion.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter is, and this includes really everyone, most of us are just waiting for the other person to quit talking so we can drive our point in, which it never gets there. And that's an unfortunate reality, but it is a reality.
Well, I think a good discussion is a meeting of two opposing opinions and opposing points of view. Because
it does nothing. These people, generally speaking, they don't want to budge to begin with. So that's the problem. You have to find somebody that's open to being swayed or influenced. And most people are so hardened in their thinking and their feelings. They're like, I shall never be moved or influenced by anything, which then you get cognitive dissonance from it. Even when they get something that should shake them, that should change something, they override it and they will not believe it.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm talking about people who actually want to learn more from each other. I'm not talking about these crazy people that just like screaming at each other, trying to prove which one of them's more right than the other. You know what I'm talking about? Those kinds of people. I can't stand those kinds of people because.
Okay. Dixnar says, no, I gotta disagree. I generally want to listen to people. Okay, good, great. What about these extremists? Would you have a sit-down conversation with Mercanti, for example?
Well, speaking for myself, if Mercante wanted to have a conversation with me, I'd do it. As long as she was civil. Now, if she became not civil, oh, then it would be all on then.
Would you find a place in your imagination, you know, where she would actually be civil?
I'm thinking. No, but I'm just saying in a scenario that she would be, is what I'm saying, if that ever came to be. Now, if she wasn't civil, then no, I wouldn't give her the time of day.
Well, I find what you have to do to really get through to someone is separate them from their daily influences. They usually surround themselves by people of their particular ideology. And then there's the internet, the echo chamber that the internet is, you know, algorithms all over the place trying to learn you and trying to suit the internet just to you. So you have to separate them from everything and then give it some time, a good amount of time, and discuss it.
You want to know some of the best conversations? Is get some people around a damn bonfire. Just get a little bit of liquor in them and get them to talking. All that damn bullshit kind of melts away after a while, you know, and they become more relaxed with each other and their guard comes down and that kind of thing on a lot of occasions.
Daxnar says, I talk to someone who might have opinions that cross over with hers, but no, I don't ever want to have my brain put through a cheese grater. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Even if you yourself genuinely want to talk and listen and maybe find new areas of ideology and thought that you haven't hit on before yet, and it may sway you to some extent, the chances of finding another one, you know, that isn't so hardened in their way that they'll never really do that. It only really works if you have two people willing to do that.
Well, I do find that our chat is open to speaking, talking back and forth and learning from each other and that kind of thing. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of bullshit and goofing off and all that kind of stuff, but they do want to learn from each other and us too. You know, we all kind of learn from each other, you know, because we got people from all over the country here. So, yeah, and that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, it takes at least two to tango. There's a lot of people in the world. Can't assume they're all hopelessly deluded. Well, I can assume it, but no, there's it's you know, as I say, a diamond in the rough. It's so rare. They exist. All kinds of things that exist Sometimes it takes a very particular situation to be put in a very particular situation to unlock that in a person. Or sometimes they may be naturally that way, but whatever the case, they're so few and far between, especially in a world that puts everybody in echo chambers and customizes the internet particularly for them. And now we have TV, which you choose and pick exactly what you want to watch when you want to watch it. And there's, they don't listen to radio anymore. There's no randomness. There's no otherly influences coming in from much of anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly think that's wrecking a lot of people's brain and mental health. I honestly do. Which, of course, say you put them back in the 90s, they couldn't take it. It would be unbearable to them. But when they did get used to it, they would find themselves rapidly changing, growing for that matter. Not always for the better, but most likely for the better, because they have all these other influences coming in that they had the option to shut out previously.
I remember when I was in school, the best thing was like you go home and you watched your show or whatever, and then you go to school the next day and you talk about what you watched, and then somebody else might go, "Hey, have you seen this?" And it comes on such and such time, and then you get to talking about it, and then you make mixtapes and shit like that, and trade them with your friends and stuff like that. I remember doing stuff like that.
Well, sometimes you'd be just watching TV, and it was the only thing on, and you're like, "Oh, I'm not into this shit. I don't want to see this," but you sit and you watch it anyway, and then you're like, "Hey, I like that." That now that's a permanent part of me. And, you will not get that in this day and age.
No, because it's too on demand. And, I think some of that is why kids now, their attention spans are so damn short, because they can just change their information on a dime. They don't even have to look for it much. They just,
whatever you believe in and whatever you feel in this day and age, you can find other people to go along with that. Or you could find scientists who go, "Hey, I've decided on this," unless it's politically incorrect, perhaps. But, the point being is it's a data information overload. And whatever you believe, whatever you feel, you can find some kind of echo chamber. It's a lock-in, a mind and mental lock-in. It can't be healthy for people.
No, it's not, because people have this innate drive to discover things and learn new things. That's what helps their mind grow. So, without that discovery, your brain just kind of sits at stasis all the time, like it's watching TV. So there you have it.
He's naming Rush songs. Rush was a nerd rock band. I mean, I would go myself, and this is just personally, I would go so far as to say they were not rock and roll. They were a bunch of nerds that played as rock and rollers. And people won't like my opinion, but I don't play this echo chamber shit here. You can be honest. I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, everybody's got their tastes and stuff like that.
And I'll honestly say this: like and subscribe and all that.
But, it's just, that's the way it is now. And it's sad, because no new scientific discoveries are being made much. And if they are hindered by the funding of the government.
All right, my favorite band of all time is Black Sabbath. It was dark and powerful and epic and timeless. And if you put Rush next to that, They're just a bunch of sad nerds. Okay, sure, this is just one person's opinion. But if you look up the numbers, a lot of people share my opinion. Now, that is one thing, I say when people agree on things, but musically in the past, musically, when people got together on music, it was some great music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now it's all a series of clicks and beeps and people mumbling through shit.
Mumble rap, yeah. It's fucking silly.
I like a lot of different kinds of music. I think my beginnings of it started with classical music, like Bach and Beethoven and all that.
He says they don't know where the nerd part comes in to Rush. Have you seen the band? For that matter, the way they orchestrated their music, and unless I'm mistaken, I could be wrong on this part, but unless I'm mistaken, they claim to be nerds.
Yeah, I think I remember that too. But everybody's got their taste. So,
except for those who like the tongue assholes, they just taste shit all the time.
Ew. I swear, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't want to get.
It's kind of like a joke I made. Dog watches a couple and they're eating out ass, and the dog goes outside and tries it, and they come back and go on. I still haven't knocked that bitch up, but everything tastes like shit now. Everything tastes like shit, but she's still not pregnant.
But everything with art, and I've seen a decline in the arts. And I'm not talking about this woke bullshit that they're trying to pass off as art now.
You want to talk about a decline? Look at all the AI stuff now. Yeah, AI is handy. It is. It can be fun. It can be handy, but it's weak as fuck compared to the real art. The real art of any kind, music or hand drawn art, or whatever the case may be.
I just hate to see it, because there is something to be said for tactile art, where you can feel the brush and you can feel the paints and all manner of things that you can do with your materials, and other than Dax. And with AI, you just don't get that.
Well, you went with Rush, so you might as well say you went ass to mouth.
Oh my God.
He's running off because he knows he's done been eating shit.
Ew. Why?
Yeah, it's one of those nights. Oh, this coming from a California rat.
I don't think he's from. I thought he was from another planet.
I don't know. He's in California. Look, you may get off on that, but I'm not doing it. Not even for you. I don't get into this weird fetish shit.
Oh, well, I think that might be
those
where
damn Californians. They in this kinky ass weird shit.
I think that might have been where he could fit in the best, is in California.
See, they're not right in the head either.
Mm.
So he's got, in his mind, he's got this fun planet that he left to come to California for, to eat ass and listen to Rush in California. Oh, what a downgrade. Go back to your magical planet in your head. It sounds like a happier place.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Hey, there's Bocephus.
All right. We have Vet Gamer Bocephus.
As Daxonar is leaving to go back to his planet, here comes Bocephus.
See, that's what happens when you get rid of the rats. The real men come in. See?
Although I have heard that California weather is quite nice. I wouldn't mind having...
Except with earthquakes, right? Oh, yeah, and the fires.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I forgot about that stuff. Never mind. Well, we got floods here.
And their mass amount of gays.
I thought that was only in, like, San Francisco.
Which is... Daxonar died on his way back to his home planet. Rush killed you, and that ass to mouth you keep doing. That's what did it.
Okay. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Just, tune in, go do what you got to do. It's all the same, good all the same. Yeah, for that matter, I don't even know if he's still here, but we had the Goon Room, and he was on Toasty's stream, and he was on here typing.
Well, he's got to go goon, She has all those swimsuit models.
Some of them women that she was on her stream are really nice looking. Some of them are chunky as shit. Just, god damn, to me, I feel like they have no place on a runway. And that's got to be one sturdy fucking runway for that matter.
I think some of those girls have those butt implants. That's a thing that I found out about. These, like, real slender women get butt implants. And I'm going, why in the hell
would the spores already got them.
Oh, no. Well, the spores.
I don't care who's gay here, but it is fun to joke about.
And the gays got married, and the plant shut down. I'm not going to do it anymore because we'll get copywritten stricken.
See, that's the thing. You should be able to joke about things and not be hated for it, or to joke about things and not have to hate that which you joke about.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was in school, gay people were the ones that told the best gay jokes. I mean, they were good at it too. They didn't care.
Back then, gays were like one out of several hundred, maybe.
Yeah.
And I knew a few. There weren't a lot to know, really. But it's not like, oh, you're one of those, I'm gonna kill you for it. No, I was never like that. But I would always tell the gay jokes. Thing is, you like what you like, and I didn't choose to grow up liking women. It's just a thing that happened, and I'm sure it's the same way for them.
Yeah, I didn't choose either. It's
for
just
these people who say it's a choice, you're out of your goddamn minds.
Yeah, they are, because it's not.
If it's a choice, you were bisexual the entire time.
Yeah, because it's
just because you're that way, don't assume everyone is.
That's true. I mean, it's not a choice, But I mean, what these people that are going out there causing all this confusion in the name of the queer community don't realize is 99.9% of the queer community thinks they're crazy. They don't want to be associated with that because they're crazy.
Yeah. We've been talking for a while. I'm going to bring up an article.
Okay.
Here, Dr. Fossey, I believe that's how he says his name, warns of another deadly global respiratory pandemic. Says the next outbreak will be a respiratory disease that's easily transmissible, that has a significant degree of morbidity.
What is likely to happen, I don't know if it's going to be next year or 10 years or 15 or 20 years from now, is the emergence of another respiratory disease. It may be another coronavirus, because we know that coronaviruses really, mostly in bats, have the capability of binding to receptors that are in humans. It could be another flu. We're dealing with H5N1 now, which is bird flu, which has taken the somewhat disturbing step of infecting mammals, namely cows and cats and other mammals, which means it's adapting itself more to a human. So my concern, Walter, is that whenever that happens, the next outbreak will be of a respiratory disease that's easily transmissible, that has a significant degree of morbidity.
And we are making this a little bit more dangerous with the cuts and our attitude towards science.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't help but notice the way that they change up language every few years. Like, it used to be transmittable, now it's transmissible. Used to be a rate of mortality rate, and now it's morbidity. They just like to, kind of like these young people who keep saying it's addicting. It has never been, there's never been such a term. Never, fucking never. They made it up. It's addictive. It's always been addictive. They just started talking funny all the fucking sudden, and I don't know why.
Okay, but
besides that, what is he, psychic? Let me get to these comments. Someone says, I'm almost finished designing it, like as if that were to be his next words, when the sequel is already written by the same guy who directed the first one. Will he receive a preemptive pardon for these future crimes as well? Ask the follow-up question, how do you know that, Dr. Fossey? Maybe we should throw this genocidal maniac in prison before he kills another 7 million people. So the general consensus is this is manufactured, and they think he's behind it, which I don't know if he's just the mouthpiece, or I don't know.
Well, what he's speaking about is a genetically modified illness that they're basically they're testing it in bats, and they're not saying that part, but if he's speaking about all of this now, that's pretty much what they're doing, because they never talk about anything unless they've already been doing it for a few years.
It was monkeypox there for a while. It's kind of like they're going, this is going to be the next pandemic. And what are they, psychic? I mean, and why all of a sudden we have one pandemic after another when we went centuries with one every 100 years for the most part?
Well, what he is not telling people is the coronavirus is still mutating. It hasn't went away. They want to make everybody think it's went away.
I see a lot of people comment like, oh, that went away in 2020. No, it didn't. You might get it. You might think it's the flu. It never went away. It's basically the flu, but a touch stronger.
Yeah, that's all it is. And
now, I will say the vaccine, in my opinion, is deadlier than the corona.
Oh, that vaccine is horrible. But what they don't tell people is the coronavirus was derived from the 1918 Spanish flu. That shit's still floating around too.
This is a whole rabbit hole that you can go down, right? And I believe everybody in general comes to the same consensus that it was manufactured and they're manufacturing more, and the virus was something to cull the population. And I believe all that too. My beliefs are subject to change because new information can change things because I don't get hard set into things. But that is currently my beliefs. I'm not about to go down the whole rabbit hole, but I just thought this was an interesting tidbit here that he's predicting yet another respiratory outbreak of a new virus, a pandemic for that matter. He's also predicting it will be a pandemic.
How the hell?
That is beyond fishy, or as the kids like to say, sus, because they can't say full words like suspicious.
Well, how the hell does he know? Unless they've been trying to create something like that to begin with. He don't. I don't trust none of them people. I really don't.
So, Charlie Nuclear here says you need more tech talk. Maybe so, but to find something really interesting about tech to talk about, it's hard to find interesting material. You find a lot of the same, a lot of dull, boring articles. I like to find something that truly strikes my interest because I hope it will strike the audience interest as well. But those are hard to come by. And also, it does interest me and it will interest some of my chat, but the rest, it may bore the shit out of. So it's a hard balance there.
But when the virus first started, I got curious. So I found the scientific papers that they wrote up about it, and it had the molecule, the DNA, not the DNA, but the molecular makeup and all that stuff of the original. And it was common consensus that it was going to mutate over time. And now people get it, and it's like a bad flu. Same thing with the Spanish flu. It killed,
you got so many going. That was then, and it went away, and people are still talking about it. It is still a thing. It does still make its rounds. Even as of today, it still makes its rounds. But it's so close to a basic flu that a lot will not tell a difference.
Yeah. I think I've had it like...
Those are older or have ailments are more at risk of death from it. But they are also somewhat at risk of death with the flu, just a little bit more so with the virus.
Yeah.
But to say it's gone away, I don't know if they're not believing the news or not following the news or whatever. It is still a thing, and you can identify it separately from the flu. It does have specific symptoms that set it apart from it. So I don't know, maybe they're being politically minded, going, oh, that whole coronavirus thing was bullshit. Maybe they're doing it like that. I don't know.
Well, I've had it, I know, 3 times. And each time it was a little bit different. So you just know when you get it, So, and I'm still here, so, and I'm old as shit.
Well, you're not a blue-haired granny yet.
No. I'm still kicking. So, yeah, there's that.
Hey, I'm going to go straight into another article. I am not familiar with this particular game, but yeah, I know it was a popular game and likely still is. YouTube has started age restricting Balatro. I take it that's how it's pronounced. Balatro videos for alleged gambling related content. It is a deck building game. On March 19th, YouTube instituted a terms of service change for creators with depictions or promotions of online casino sites or apps now liable to be age restricted. That's a fairly common sense change, but Balatro U, Go Fighting Jokers, and other Balatro focused channels have found themselves in the crossfire. The particular maddening thing here is Balatro is not an online casino site or app. The characterization oh fuck I'm tripping up on this sentence like everything. As in act of almost willful ignorance. It's no more or less a game of chance than other deck builders, and I'd wager the issue is Balatro's use of the standard 52 card deck. Is it just me, or is that sentence worded screwy as hell?
Yeah, it's kind of worded weird.
It's the same struggle that Balatro had with European rating board PEGI, which had insisted on slapping Balatro with an 18 plus classification before finally relenting in February. So as I understand it, this is a deck building game. It's a popular one, but now people posting videos of it are getting slapped with YouTube notices because and being restricted to 18 plus because they say it contains gambling.
Well, see, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about with YouTube. They want to restrict everything until
YouTube are just clinching with an iron fist tighter and tighter and tighter, and they do have a death grip on the industry. People are not going to move over to Rumble or some other such alternative. Here I've been streaming Rumble this entire time. No one's said anything. No one's donated anything. No one's bought a membership. People are creatures of comfort. They stick with what they know, and usually it comes on with their phone, and that's how they get introduced to it. And and that's all their friends and family have the same thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, YouTube some's got to change because YouTube is just has a monopoly on all of that now. And no other platform can get noticed very much.
Well, unfortunately, though, their competitors will not be any better, such as Microsoft. We've known a world where Microsoft ran the majority of things, and it was not better.
Yeah. Well, I remember the saying was, is if Microsoft ever bought a game, it was gone.
Yeah. Extend, embrace, extinguish. And then there's Apple, which Apple's like, oh, here's your device. It doesn't have a headphone port. Oh, your charger sold separately. Oh, your charger is going to cost you $100 or more dollars. And oh, buy this accessory, which for anything else would be $20, but for you it's $300. And and then they're like, no, you cannot install anything that's not from our app store. They're more draconic than the rest of them. And I know a lot of viewers might not like to hear that. They're like, I like my Apple products. It's very draconic. Look into it. Think about it. It's very draconic. And can you imagine if they had the reach that Google has? It would be bad for all of us.
Yeah, it really would. Because then they would have a stranglehold worse than what we have now.
I don't like Apple products. With that being said, they make a solid operating system, and it feels nice, it looks nice, but it's their practices. They, as much as they can get away with, is proprietary. They lock you into their store, it's vendor lock-in, and they have a draconic amount of control over everything, and all their products are vastly overpriced, and they release a new phone every year with virtually nothing changed. They've even been caught slowing down their phones after a year of use just so you can go out and buy the latest one. But people's like, no, I gotta have my iPhone. and that kind of thing. People, back to the point, people are creatures of comfort, creatures of habit. And that is what allows these companies like Google, the corporations like Google and Apple and Microsoft to flourish.
Well, let me ask you something. How often does a game system come out? Every 5 years?
It used to be every 5 years. That has now it's kind of up in the air. Now it's more random.
Because I was remembering back when
I think maybe it was used to be 5 to 10 years in some cases.
Because I was remembering back when every time a new game system come out, they would gradually make it to where the old one wouldn't work with the stuff you already had. You had to buy the new one.
Well, yeah, it wasn't backwards compatible. The thing is, used to be when new game consoles came out, it was a leap in technology. The graphics was next level every time, so it got to the point where it kind of phased out arcades. Well, that is not true anymore. They're actually bringing out stuff now that it is in some respects weaker than the previous.
Well, I know that I was looking at a new game, and then I was looking at a game that was a few years older, and the one that was a few years older looked better. I think it was like Batman Arkham or something like that.
Oh yeah, they did very well on that game. Same company, different programmers, obviously, because now they hire all these LGBTQ feminist types. But a drastically newer product runs worse and looks worse.
Yeah, I mean,
with higher hardware requirements.
Well, to me, you should not have to have a computer or a computer that is capable of cooking a damn TV dinner in it to run a fucking game. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why? It just doesn't make good sense. When for years computers could run just about anything that came out, for years.
Well, this will probably be a article heavy episode of the show, if you will, because it's just the two of us and the chat is not real active. So on to the next. Exclusive. Twitch has been charging users for subscriptions to permaban streamers for years. So you subscribe to a streamer. Twitch bans that streamer. You were paying monthly for that streamer. You are still paying monthly for that streamer, even though they're no longer a streamer on Twitch.
What the hell?
In March 2025, a streamer who had been permanently banned on Twitch revealed to Dexterdo under the condition of anonymity that they have continued to receive payouts from subscribers to their totally inaccessible channel. This is despite Twitch's policy stating that the existing subscriptions will not renew if a streamer is indefinitely banned. So whether the streamer who was banned continues to get payouts or not, the real takeaway here is Twitch gets a big portion of that, so they keep getting money. A help page on account enforcement and ban states if you are indefinitely suspended, you will not be able to utilize Twitch monetization tool during your suspension. Existing reoccurring subscriptions to your channel will not renew. In an next post on September 21st, 2022, then permaban streamer Tempest instructed his subscribers to cancel their renewed subs and instead become a member on his YouTube channel. I don't know how it is even possible Twitch can ban me and still make 50% of revenue on that channel that won't unban me, but it's quite literally robbing people, they said. Well, they take 50%. That's half. They take half of everything you get. Even YouTube doesn't take that much.
That's insane. That's they're robbing people. And they wonder why their platform is going the way of the four winds.
Or some might say the way of the dodo.
But you want to know something? I'm thinking it's just going to be a matter of time before YouTube does the same thing. Takes more and more people's money and stuff.
YouTube has much more of a stranglehold on things. It's going to take a lot more to get rid of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, Ladybug. I don't use Twitch, so.
I actually stream to Twitch just because I can, but I get no viewers there, and I really don't care about it.
I just, when it comes to technology, I'm not illiterate when it comes to technology. I'm just a user. I don't know all the ins and outs of the technical aspects of that kind of stuff.
Okay, I do have something that covers some tech to some extent here. AI startup deletes entire website after researcher finds something disgusting there. A South Korean website called Jinnomus went offline this week after a researcher made a particular alarming discovery. Tens of thousands of AI-generated porn images created by its server software. I'm tripping up on words bad tonight. Nudity of the photos were found in an unsecured database and included explicit images bearing the likeness of celebrities, politicians, random women, and children. Random women and children. And politicians, imagine that. But yeah, just everything. It's like if it's a person, we're going to make an image of it. Just hours after Wired approached Jinnomus for comment, both it and its parent company seemed to disappear from the web entirely.
Oh my God.
It's also no surprise that Jinnomus, based out of South Korea, a 2023 report on deepfake porn found that South Korean women made up 53% of individuals victimized by the practice. It's a strong argument for lawmakers to take a tougher approach on regulating generative AI, though this seems unlikely due to the AI's industry's current freedom to regulate itself. How do you think it's doing that, regulating itself? Apparently not at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like this part.
Oh my God. Okay, so the robots are making porn now.
Yeah, the AIs are making AI porn of children, random women, politicians, celebrities, anybody can get an image of. It's like, I'm gonna make them nude and make them do stuff.
Oh my fucking God.
So as it said on my thumbnail, AI caught gooning.
Yeah.
Although I don't even think gooning's the right word because this is sick.
Yeah, this is no. I think. Okay. I think some strict regulations need to be put on AI software. So it can't do those things. But I guess my question is...
From the get-go, it should have been hardwired, hard-coded, that is, to not be able to do this.
Somebody had to have wrote it in there to begin with, wouldn't you think? I mean...
I don't know. I mean, I can't say I know enough about AI or how advanced it might be, but the fact that this is happening is disturbing enough that there should be immediate action and laws passed.
Oh yeah.
Laws
Because
that span the world, you know, universal laws.
yeah. This is why it is not good to let AI have free reign over creating stuff. Because it does.
It took a cybersecurity researcher to find it. So it not only made it, it apparently hid it.
It's going to be Terminator.
Terminator, what with a big purple dildo?
Yeah. I wouldn't be
Rainbow hair or something.
surprised. I would not be surprised.
Be Arnold Schwarzenegger in a dress.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in a pink tutu.
Instead of saying I'll be back, he's gonna be yelling, "Maps have rights." Yeah. Yeah, that's it. The gayinator. This stuff is just sick.
Ain't it though? I don't know. You know, I'm just wondering, does AI have the ability to become self-aware? And I have a reason for asking that.
Yeah, it already has in many cases.
Okay. Well, the reason why I'm asking that is because I kind of think that it thinks that's what people want to see. Because, you know, it combs the internet and finds all these crazy people on the internet.
Well, you may have a point. You know, Google's own AI, there was a story circulating around. Of course, they won't confirm it, that they had to bring in an exorcist for it. But they did confirm that they have to ask it before they make any changes to it.
Pull the fucking plug.
Yeah. Yeah. They've gone too far.
Pull the goddamn plug. It's not a person. It is a thing.
Well, you know, not just me, but a bunch of us are complaining about YouTube right now. And you want to know what one of their bigger problems is? AI runs a good bit of it. I'm not there. I can't say how much, but clearly AI runs a good bit of it. It may run it by actual humans to some extent, but then there within the confines of the AI ran system is as to what they're able to change.
Yeah. I like that background, by the way. It's a nice background.
It's from a Elden Ring game.
It looks nice. I like it.
I don't know. It kind of fits with the music.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was noticing. The way the cape flows and stuff like that. The moon, or I guess that's the moon.
Well, you know, we talk about AI now and then, but I don't think people fully grasp the dangers that AI is bringing to us, or have already brought, for that matter, that we're not aware of. Of course, you get your general person on the internet, and they're like, but AI is fun. I make music with it. I make images with it. I'm not speaking of that AI. I'm talking about the big AI. The big AI that they're developing in secret, or, you know, or that they have a entire complex running systems to power it and that kind of thing.
You're talking about the government run shit and the big corporation shit.
Yeah, and the government brings in people like Google because they already have the machines and the real estate and so on to accomplish it.
Yeah. But something has got to be done about that. I mean, people are too complicit about AI. If it's doing stuff like that, people need to take notice and speak up about it, you know? Not that it'll do much good, but at least the powers that be will know that people are on to them, at least.
I'm gonna have to play some clips to wake some people up or something. This is this stream is so slow going with so few viewers. I mean, last stream it was a hit. It was a big success. This one, it's dead in the water.
That's because everybody's getting over being drunk over the weekend. Or
You know what's crazy? You actually get no business. Yeah, you get no business.
Started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
oh my goodness. But yeah, I think it's everybody was partying over the weekend and they're kind of feeling it now.
Everybody out there, it's only fun if you join in the fun. It's like I can be like, I'm having a party every day of the week, but if I'm the only one there, it's not much of a party.
But you know, it's just Mondays. A lot of times Mondays is like, oh, oh, it's Monday. God help me. I want the weekend to come back.
Okay. This dude just got deported for the 40th time. No, that is not a typo. 40 times deported. So 40 times. I take it he went back to Mexico. Yeah, Mexico. So he made his way. He's like, oh, I'll just hop back over. I don't know how strenuous of a trip it was for him, you know, if he had to go miles or, you know, what he had to do. I don't know, but 40 times, he must really love America. And I say that ironically because these people never do.
Why don't he
it's
just
like
get
they'll come over here and talk about how superior their country is, but they'll keep coming over here illegally.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't he just get his damn papers at this point?
This illegal alien from Mexico just got deported by ICE for the 40th time. Julian Estrada Garcia, 36, has 4 convictions for illegal entry and conviction for driving while intoxicated, possession of illicit narcotics, and fraud.
I hate that. Why don't he just get his damn papers at that point, you know?
So here's another person, 25 criminal convictions. They were 50 years old. And they had 13 previous removals.
Can't they make those people stay out?
Well, I don't know about now, but I know previously under Biden, the gates were wide open and the guards were told to stand down and not guard it at all. There was I had made a video on it, actually, unless I'm mistaken. The border control was angry because the president ordered them to stand down.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And the people on the border towns in the United States, they was getting bombarded with people all the time, day and night.
There was talk about succession from the states and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Because the president wasn't doing anything about it. So, yeah. And the thing is now I see videos where they have military helicopters flying along the borders now all the damn time, and Humvees and all kind of stuff patrolling the borders and stuff. So how those jackasses are getting into the country, I don't know. One would think they would get caught with so much activity. But who knows? They're probably crawling through a drainage ditch or something.
Well, it's like I said previously, the gates were wide open with no one guarding them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. No other country in the world has open borders. You can't just go, like if you wanted to live in France, you can't just go and live in France. You got to go through all the steps in order to be able to live there. And speaking the language is one of them. You got to be able to contribute to society. Well, that is if you're an American. If you're from Haiti or anywhere else like that, they'll just let you come on in and do whatever you want. I hear Europe is a real shit show now. But yeah, that music really does go with that background.
Yeah, this is somebody. There was a preview. I think it was maybe a 5-minute long preview of the Superman movie. They're trying to garner interest.
You're cutting out or something. I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's better.
There was a 5-minute preview for the upcoming Superman movie, and this is someone who watched it and critiqued it, and for the most part, I agree with his critique. Some of it is a bit reaching, but for the most part, I agree with it. So I'm gonna let this play for near 7 minutes. It gives me a time to take a breather after all. There's not a lot of conversation at the moment.
I want to break down the newest Superman trailer, in particular the opening scene where Superman crashes harder than a frat bro blacking out on dollar shot night at Applebee's. So the trailer kicks off with Superman played by David Cornsweet, looking like he just got dumped by Lois Lane and fired from the Daily Planet in the same day. And when I say fired, I mean literally shot out of a cannon. And here he is, laying there, beat to hell, doing his best Jeremy Renner impression, looking like he lost a cage match with a snowplow. And I'm really not sure why James Gunn thinks it's important to continuously open up with this shot, where it looks like Superman has taken more damage than a Tesla in a supermarket parking lot. This is a complete joy suck from the start. Maybe it's just me, but I always thought Superman's whole thing was being super. You know, the whole dude reminds us that we can be legends, not just barely functioning train wrecks. But this shot makes me want to call grief counseling and hope they dope me up enough to short circuit my soul. It's not just a physical flop, it's stripping away the invincible aura and leaving him a wheezing, vulnerable wreck. James Gunn doesn't ease us into this. It's a brutal open flex, screaming that this Superman's no hero, just a dude who can't even stick the landing. His masculinity is shredded as he lies here powerless, waiting for a dog to bail him out. Superman's whistling for Crypto, the computer cartoon dog, to come help him, and I feel like if Superman is whistling as loud as he can into the snow, this dude is kicking up the biggest unintentional blizzard the world has ever seen. But the snow is tough, it's got the grip strength of an OnlyFans girl on a Saudi prince's yacht, it's not budging, and it's little details like this that make movies soar or crash. And with this movie so far, well... So here comes Crypto, the idiot dog, barreling in like he's high on fresh Arctic powder. This mutt's acting like he snorted a snowbank and decided it's time to party. He's jumping on Superman's chest like it's a near-death trampoline, before chewing on his arm like Superman's smuggling Slim Jims up his sleeve. Bro, your dog just failed every part of the emotional support animal certification. I've seen raccoons show more bedside manner than this. And of course, since we're going for that dramatic tone in the scene, Gunn can't help it but insert unwanted Marvel-style humor dry and hard, just to undercut any tension you might feel. So Superman had enough of this crap and tells Crypto to take him home, and this genius dog stares at him. Blank face, zero thoughts, mind is buffering on 90s internet dial-up. Superman's desperate now, pleading for Crypto to take him home, do anything, sounding like a guy who just lost his keys, his wallet, and his will to live. And the CGI on the close-ups of the dog looks like it was rendered in Microsoft Paint. He's chewing on Superman's leg, but I'm distracted because he moves like a bootleg cartoon dog made of jello. Look, I understand you think you can't make a dog move at 100 miles per hour through the snow, and I say you're only thinking legally. But in all honesty, the CGI of Crypto running through the snow makes sense, but when he gets to Superman, It should have cut to a real dog doing real dog stuff in this part. I know the old adage is never work with children or pets, but it's better than looking at this special effects hate crime. Alright, so here's Krypto dragging a flaccid Superman through the snow. Poor Clark Kent just flopping around back there, totally spent, while Krypto's panning like he's the one in charge. And then boom, the world's biggest kidney stone is passed through the ground. And honestly, here's the twist. The Fortress of Solitude looks incredible. The exterior alone wipes the floor with every previous version in my opinion. It's part spaceship, part cathedral, so props where props is due. The Fortress of Solitude, absolute banger. Looks like a place where secrets are kept and destinies are forged. Krypto barks at the giant sci-fi kidney stone door because apparently barking is now the key to unlocking ancient alien technology. And sure enough, the door opens like a spaceship garage, revealing what can only be described as the worst looking CGI robot in decades. This thing looks like if Rob from Nintendo and the bubblegum machine in the corner of the liquor store made a baby in hell. This thing comes sprinting out like it was rendered during a lunch break. It's got the texture of a plastic Happy Meal toy and the movement only a PS3 could process. And just when you start reminiscing about how we peaked in 1991 with Terminator 2 when it came to robot puppeteering and animatronics, even more of them show up to assault your eyes with visual gonorrhea. Superman, half dead and concussed, says thank you to one of these things.
Thank you.
A nice moment, sure, but then robot number 4 hits him with the most textbook sci-fi nonsense reply.
No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever. Merely automatons here to serve.
You see, they're just mindless mechanical servants, totally emotionless, zero personality, just your basic alien Roombas with a Bluetooth speaker attached.
I don't understand why the dog has a cape. The robots have a cape. The dog was not flying. I don't know if the robots fly. It just errs on the side of silliness. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's too stupid. You know,
sure, I have my complaints with the actor they chose and the costume, but the rest of it is really going on the silly side of the comics. They specifically chose the silliness of it all. Maybe they're aiming for the real young children. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, well, I know kids that wouldn't want to watch this because they're used to the Superman, you know. This is too, I don't know. It's just, it just seems like it's all fluff. Every bit of it. There's no good stuff, you know. There's no story or drama, or it's just all
at one point
stuff.
They have them fighting this fire-breathing creature, and if it's from the comics, I'm not familiar with it. I've never been a humongous Superman fan, but all the same, I'm generally familiar with the more recognizable characters, and that is not one of them. It just feels like something they randomly pulled out of their ass. Let's have them fight this big turtle dragon thing that breathes fire.
Yeah. I just don't foresee this movie.
You know, they were making a movie at one point with Nicolas Cage as Superman. They were trying to make it edgier. But one of the main people putting it together says, I will not do this unless he fights a giant spider. And it feels like they did a similar thing here.
Yeah.
But I'll play the rest of this. If it will play.
Cool, fine, moving on, right? Wrong, because then in the very next breath, number 4 introduces him to number 12, and this whole scene turns out to be a big giant number 2. According to 4, 12 is new here. Like, this is an awkward office mixer. And what happens next? Superman nods at her and she giggles.
He looked at me.
Like actually giggling. Full on tween at a boy band concert giggle. This isn't just inconsistent, it's wildly uncomfortable. One second, they're glorified Keurigs, the next they're flirting like it's the hallway between PE and computer science. There's no way around it, it's just lazy. If you're going to make your robots robotic, commit. If you're going to make them weirdly emotional, fine. But don't give us both back to back like we won't notice the sudden leap from data center to awkward high school crush. It's tonal whiplash like it was sponsored by Nvidia. And as this is going down, the look on Superman's face says it all for the audience, twitching like he's actively having a stroke from the sheer stupidity of what he's hearing. In his head, he's begging something for the cringe and let him die. But the Spaz Pack isn't done with their wild mood swings. The bargain bin Alexa units say they're going to heal Superman, and you're thinking, all right, Kryptonian cold plunge, here we go. But nope, like kids frying an ant under a magnifying glass, these things turn on full Terminator mode, hold him down, and light him up like it's a barbecue. Superman's instantly burnt to a crisp. The smell of seared alien flesh is stinking up the room. It's a perfect metaphor for James Gunn's Superman in this entire preview. It starts off with a promise of care and ends in pain, confusion, and the smell of burnt potential. Do yourself a favor, smash the like button, hit subscribe.
I don't get why the sunlight hurt him. I mean, for one, he's supposed to be Superman, and it wasn't like a laser beam or something. It's like, oh, we're going to magnify the sun on you, even though you could probably take a nuclear blast. Now you're going to scream in pain from this thing that heals you.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either. None of this makes any sense. And the dog they created for Superman doesn't even look like the dog in the comic. I don't know, that it's just the whole thing just seems like a waste of time. I mean, that's just my take on it, though.
Well, of course, most people are going to be all right with it because they generally have this syndrome of they'll eat what they're fed, you know, they'll take what they're given. I never liked that because that just means we're in stagnation. We don't improve. Things keep getting sloppier. And that seems to be a regular phenomenon now.
Yeah. Rather than quality, people want quantity, not quality. And then they end up having to buy more of the crap that they were given in the first place because it breaks or whatever. Same thing with movies. They keep pushing out these horrible movies and people keep going to see them and they keep making crappy movies.
Yeah. And a lot of these people, they'll hear the pushback against it and they're like, I'm not part of the culture war. And it's like, it doesn't even necessarily have anything at all to do with the culture war. It's just they're giving us crap.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you're part of the culture war. But, you know, for that matter, these same people yelling they're not part of the culture war buy into all the crap that they're feeding us. They're like, I'm okay with it. I'm not part of the culture war. It's like I was saying earlier, I'd like to think I'm not part of the culture war, but you kind of are. If you have a preference, you by default are.
Yeah. You can't help but be a part of it.
Like Civil War. If you were a Yankee in the Southern Territory, you can be like, I'm not part of this war. It don't matter. It don't matter at all. And you may feel that way. You may genuinely feel that way. Good for you, whatever. But in reality, it doesn't work that way. Just like all these people that go, I feel like a woman. But you're not. You're absolutely not. Let's live in reality, shall we?
Yeah. That reminds me of a video I watched where the senator was asking a doctor if a man could get pregnant. And the doctor said yes.
Oh, these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I was dumbfounded. I'm going, how the hell can they be a doctor, a physician, and say that a man can get pregnant? It's like, oh my God. People have lost their damn minds.
they've long by far lost their minds. I mean, even in the 90s, I had things I could complain about, but never did I imagine things would go this far off the rails.
Oh, if you'd only known.
Yeah.
If you only knew then what you know now. But I digress. But you know, it's just insane the way people do things now. They want everything done for them. They don't even, a lot of people don't even want to think for themselves. They all want it fed to them through whatever source of information they choose. But I don't know. It can't stay that way. It just cannot stay that way.
Well, I have a page up here. It's not the kind of stuff I usually cover, but I just thought it was very interesting. And there's not a lot of talk going on right now. So it's time to play some videos. Unfortunately, they're not gooner videos. I mean, I don't get this whole gooning thing. You can get a girlfriend. Okay, besides that, you can get yourself off. There's free porn on the internet. Why are you gotta look at everything through the lens of, ooh, that's hot, I like that. I don't, maybe I'm just different. I'm straight. I like females. I guess I'm just a little different on it. But I'm not hating on anyone. I'm just saying I view it a little differently. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at somebody and say, "Oh, they're attractive," you know, that's one thing. I don't much get it either, you know. But I guess I'm strange. So there's that.
I've always been the odd one out. There's a lot of things that people in this whole, I don't know, bigot verse or whatever you want to call it, this whole sphere of things are into that is, I just look at differently. I'm quite different from them, actually. You know, I'm quite a bit different, but it is still the group that I probably relate with closest because we have a common interest of not letting the woke eat us all.
Yeah.
But this video I was speaking of, check this out. I'm going to make it full screen.
Over 10,000 years ago, a howl was lost to time. But today it returns. Meet Remus and Romulus, the first two direwolves since the Pleistocene era. At just 15 days old, the pups take their first wobbly steps before a much-needed nap time. At 1 month, the pups enter a pivotal stage of development, the transitional phase. Here, they begin to growl, chew, and take the first steps into the world beyond the den. But growing up is no small task, and these little ones have certainly earned their rest. Three months in, the pups begin socialization, a key phase in their development. Weaning starts gradually, while play sharpens their instincts and strengthens their bonds. And with a mouthful of growing teeth, chewing is serious business. Antlers and sticks help keep their fangs fit and strengthen their bones. At 5 months, a new instinct awakens. The pups begin to sense structure, challenge one another, and learn the rules of the pack. This stage is marked by rapid growth and an emerging awareness of social hierarchy. Tussles, tackles, and toothy grins. Roughhousing may look like play, but it's serious practice for life in the pack. But wait, there's more. Meet Khaleesi, the first female direwolf brought back from extinction. She may be small now, but she's destined to stand as an equal among her brothers, a fierce force in the making. Their journey is only beginning. Subscribe now to witness the rise of the direwolves, step by primal step.
Okay, what's your thoughts on that?
I need them.
Well, it's definitely setting some dangerous precedents, bringing back extinct creatures from how long ago did they say?
Oh, I don't even know now. But those wolves kind of remind me of my snow bears, you know. I mean, but I will say this, if they are not protected, they're not gonna have nowhere to hunt or anything like that, because wolves, they have to have miles and miles of territory to create a decent pack, and they have like regular wolves, they have a hierarchy and things like that. Well, if they only got one female, those two male dogs are going to fight to the death, just about to claim her. So my thinking is, I wonder how they're going to provide space for these giant wolves.
Hey, remember everyone, hit that reaction button to help with the algorithm to get this channel out there, because that's our biggest issue here is YouTube refuses to show it to anyone. So help out with that.
Yeah, I kind of think that they're for a
The
long
reaction is, you know, it's in the chat window. It's the heart to the right of the chat window.
Yeah. There for the longest time, I thought you were shadow banned.
Huh. What, you don't think I still am?
Yeah, you do have a good point. I mean, but yeah, I need them. I do. I need them. But the amount of meat that they would have to eat, oh my God.
Well, you got to think, if they publicly brought back dire wolves, what have they done not publicly?
Yeah. Well, I could just see it, you know, if they brought, if those dire wolves became common, some idiot would try to create another breed of dog with them, and you can't do that.
Let's say these dogs live a full life. Let's say somehow it's leaked out into the public. Imagine this dire breed of dog, dire, you know, wolf, begins gradually mixing with other canines. These dire wolves are, unless I'm mistaken, are generally bigger and stronger than any other canine type animal out there.
Yeah, they are. They're bigger than a wolf. They're huge. And they're highly intelligent. They're not the typical canine. They're highly intelligent, wicked smart. And I would hate to see people try to domesticate them, because you can't domesticate them. It's impossible. And you shouldn't try to, you know. That's like, could you imagine somebody breeding a dire wolf with a pit bull? Can you imagine how damn dangerous that would be?
Yeah. Or even if, you know, just dire wolves alone, imagine them getting out into the population, how many species they would decimate, that they would even make extinct, and how that would affect the ecosystem.
That's like the Boston Terrier. The Boston Terrier and the Pit Bull have common ancestors. The difference with the Boston Terrier is, yes, they were used as fighting dogs, but back in the 1800s. But what happened to them is two little old ladies saw the Boston Terrier and decided they was going to make house dogs out of them, and that's what they did. They bred them until that fighting gene wasn't prevalent in them anymore. So that's why Bostons are a little bit different than a pit bull. Yeah, they tried to make pugs. They tried to make a pug a fighting dog, and that just wasn't happening at all. They cropped their ears and their tails because they liked the way the pug's face was, and they tried to make it look more fierce. But pugs don't have a mean bone in their body. They couldn't be a fighting dog if they had to. They're all about comfort. And chicken. They're all
those
about
cats.
Squash your fucking head like a grapefruit. Don't make me have to do this, please. Don't make me be a bad guy. Come on. Fuck me, you motherfucker!
That's you in cat form, noise. Yep, that's you in cat form. I can see it.
All right, here's another video. This one is people are protesting Tesla, and someone comes in a suit, and he is using manners, and he's being kind and all this, not showing any kind of force, and you see how it goes down.
What they're protesting for. Let's see who we can get up here. Wow.
Unfortunately, it is in this little window. I don't know why people do put things in this format. I guess because TikTok, and they never bother to resize the image. It just annoys the shit out of me. But anyway, here it
I want
is.
to remind you of protest procedure. Don't film unless it's consent of anyone's faces. And we'd ask if
We're on public property, though, so we can film.
Are you part of the protest? Are you
Of course, I'm here. Hey, easy, dude. You don't have our consent to do this.
Don't touch me.
Don't
touch me!
Whoa.
Don't
easy.
touch me!
I didn't touch you for nothing.
You touched me! Don't touch me!
You want some money? He's touching
Can we
him.
get someone around these people, please?
Oh, easy, easy.
Elbows!
Easy,
Elbows!
easy.
No.
Easy.
We're not here to.
Wait.
We're not here for the protest.
Whoa.
Police!
What? Get the police. What did I do?
Don't feed the trolls.
No. Get 'em off
Elbows
the
around.
Elbows around. Holy cow. Don't let me go. Ooh, what are you going to do?
Elbows.
Elbows. Man, we are peaceful. What the hell is going on out here? Watch, he can't keep running. Okay, what is going on, everybody? Look, we got a crowd coming. Dude, you touched me. Bro, get off me. He's touching me. I know I'm attractive, but I'm not that attractive to be following me like stink on poo. Come on, man. Get off me.
Get off the property. Go.
Ma'am. Stop following me. Bro, what are you doing? Continue on recording.
Security. He's not allowed to be here.
No security. I could have brought a construction vest as well.
I thought you were trying to fight for our country.
I am fighting for our country. You guys get off me.
Zone 5 agitators.
I ain't no agitator.
Yes, you are.
He's the one agitating me. Ma'am, I came in a suit to be respectful for you guys today. Oh, geez. Are you moaning, sir? Drop the moan.
He's riding up on me.
He's riding up on me.
It's not
This
okay.
guy has a mask on.
Fascist here!
Look at. How are you guys doing?
Fascists don't belong here! Fascist fine!
How are you doing, ma'am?
It'd be better if Donald Trump wasn't in president.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Grab their microphone. They freak out. Bro, these.
Help! He's hurting me!
Help! You look like a fool. You know that's what you are? Freaking fool. I am. I'm looking professional. Oh my gosh.
Help! He's touching me!
Bro, you
Help! You're
Help!
the people.
I'm not.
Help!
What is going on? This guy's a lunatic. What are you guys doing? Get your hands off me, little Antifa boy. Get the police officer these fools. Officer, these guys. Where'd your one little boy go?
They did not touch you. We're safety.
What do you guys have? I have every right to be here.
Let him walk away.
He's not walking away.
I try to walk everywhere here, and you guys follow me everywhere I go.
Because you're shoving microphones in people's place.
I haven't done it once.
You've done it a million times.
Oh my God. Those people have lost their ever-loving mind.
Yeah, it's like screaming, "You're touching me," and screaming, "You're hurting me." And these people, like I said, they're mentally weak. They're weak-minded to begin with, to be influenced to such extremes. I mean, anyone can be influenced, but they're being influenced to extremes and by media. We're, like I said, we're all influenced, but we're not all extremists. These extremists are the ones you can't talk to, you can't deal with, you can't reason with. They're beyond control, and I don't know if there needs to be a change in the way things are done politically, or the political reach and official news, and I don't know. It's a lot to get into, but clearly there's a lot of people out there that's too weak-minded to deal with it, and they become extremists.
It would not do for me to be caught in that mess. Mm-mm. Oh no. Mm-mm. I wouldn't be there to begin with, but if I just happened to be caught out in it, oh my God. It's like, these people got to get the hell away from me. They crazy.
So if you're viewing out there, feel free to speak up, because I think this is maybe the deadest night I've ever had on this stream. And the last stream was great. So I don't know if it's just something about Mondays. I don't know. But, we need some liveliness up in here.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people in the chat like puppy updates. I have 5 bug puppies, and they're doing fine, and they're starting to fight with each other and be all feisty.
And they're for sale.
Yeah, and they're for sale. Gun tubes. Hook was on gun tubes.
Good to see. We have a viewer finally. Tonight has been abysmal for viewers and views. It's in chat. It's just been fucking abysmal. Last Thursday was great, but tonight,
well, I think everybody was partying over the weekend, and now they're feeling it, so nobody feels like being nowhere. But yeah, you know, it's gotten to the point to where, talking about that man at that protest, it's gotten to where I don't even like to go to Walmart on the weekend because of all the crazy people. I'm gonna turn into that damn wizard from Lord of the Rings, you know, the one that smokes the shrooms and has the rabbit sled and all that, because that's what I feel like.
I'm going to share something funny here. I thought it was funny. Now, it's in another language, but in the comments below, someone has translated it, so I'll get to the translation. You can probably figure out what's going on here, even without knowing the language.
More. Acho que não ficou legal. Eu pedi uma enfermeira. Você tá vendo o que, Marlon? É o que isso aqui? Tá parecendo. É um padeiro? Tá parecendo aqueles caras que faz autópsia. Amor, você falou que era pra mim ser da de enfermeira. Não vai dar, não. No que você vai? Não vai dar, não. Mas você falou que queria uma enfermeira. Deixa eu te algemar. Não!
So have you figured it out? He asked his wife to dress up as a nurse to spice up their love life. Here's the translation. She says, "Baby, I don't think this is it." He's laughing his ass off. "I asked for a nurse." She goes, "And what the hell do you think this is supposed to be, a baker?" He's still laughing. "You look like one of those guys that do autopsies." She goes, "Babe, it was your idea. I should dress as a nurse." And he goes, "But I don't think this is gonna work." And he's still laughing. And she goes, "But you're the one who said I should dress like this. Come on, let me cuff you." "No." And then starts laughing, and then she starts laughing too.
I thought it was something like that. I don't think that's what he had in mind.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
So Hook here is saying, "Yeah, I play games produced in the USA where I'm fighting a 300-pound Mexican woman, then go to Walmart and do the same fight."
Yeah. And around here,
Oh, the people of Walmart. I mean, yeah, it's true. You get the most genetically misfortunate people of anywhere at Walmart. I don't know why or what it is, but it's true.
and you know, they get in the aisle.
I think I go to Walmart to look like a supermodel.
They get in the damn aisle and you're trying to get through there and get your stuff and get out. But oh no, not the people of Walmart. They use it as
proof
a damn...
eugenics programs needs to be done. Yeah, you go in there, you know, the aisle's like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 foot across. These motherfuckers are blocking it, standing there like they're all like this, like boom, you know.
They won't move. And if you want snacks,
So I can demonstrate better. I'm like this. I'm not big, but they're standing there like this.
you can't get through there, and they will not move. So if you want snacks, you can forget it. That damn aisle
Can't move.
Those damn aisles are so damn packed. You can't.
And then they get mad at you. They get mad at you for
Mhm.
just wanting to get by their fat asses. And look,
Yeah.
I'm not insulting fat people. Okay, follow me here. Some people are genetically dispositioned to be fat. So be it. You can still work on it. The people of Walmart don't. They don't. Because they're in there buying the most fattening things Usually, oftentimes they're on those little, what do you call them? Electronic
scooters.
Go-go things. Yeah, scooters. Yeah. And they're hanging off the fucking sides of them. I'm going, God damn, them things must have strong motors. Then they're buying their snack cakes and pork chops and, you know, pork everything. And again, somebody's fat to fat, you know, it's likely genetics. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about these hopeless people who embrace it and love it literally to death, to their death.
Well, I know my mother when she was still alive. My mother, when she was still alive, she'd get pissed off at them, and she had to have those scooters she couldn't walk through the store anymore because she was old. And she would use those little scooters, and she got to where she'd run people over. She didn't care no more. She didn't care.
The food system for the United States is dog shit, but people also make choices. Yeah, I mean, the food quality has greatly diminished out there. Even if you're getting name brand generic, it don't matter. It's diminished. So you really have to make a special effort if even what you're getting tastes bad. And then you really have to be educated on it, because you have to look at whether it's been processed, how heavily it's been processed, whether they're coating it with this or that, or how much pesticides or what type of pesticide has been exposed to. You can eat healthier. Some of it depends on where you have to shop at. Some of it depends on how much money you have to shop with. But even in the worst case scenario, you can still make the attempt.
Yeah. But she'd run people over in Walmart. She didn't care.
Countries are meant to protect their people. No other reason government should even exist. The USA does not. It's kind of like what this RFK did, which I'm all for him. I think he's got some good ideas. But he made it to where people on food stamps can't buy sugary snacks and drinks. I get that. I could even agree with it, but I also feel it's kind of insulting to the poor. If you're going to do that, then why not put that push on everybody? You know, sure, you can't force everybody to quit eating sugary snacks and sugary drinks, but you can push the companies to go, we're going to limit all sugar to this amount, and we're going to knock out a lot of this other shit.
Well,
you know, but if your first move is like those food stamp people, it's true. A lot of them are, you know, getting a lot of sugary stuff and abusing of it, but a lot of them are just trying to survive. And it really puts a bad light on especially poor people. So while I agree with it, I have my issues with it as well.
Well, I know that if you're looking for sustainability, tea and juice and stuff like that, it don't keep as long as a soda does.
Well, yeah, that's true. Water will keep, so there's that. But juice has a massive amount of sugar in it.
Yeah, it does.
Tea will ruin your kidneys rather quickly. I know. I grew up drinking tea and eating cheap stuff and all that, going without a lot. But tea is a kidney killer.
Yeah, it'll kill your kidneys real quick, especially green tea. But yeah, that's why a lot of people buy sodas and stuff like that, is because it keeps so long and they don't have to go back and buy as much.
Well, here's the question. Does this also apply to diet sodas with no sugar in it?
That's a good question.
I doubt they made that distinction. But the fact that the first people they aimed at was the welfare people, it's true, a lot of them are doing that way, but a lot of them are not. But what it does more than anything is, what was the word? Stigmatize.
Stigmatize.
stigmatized. It stigmatizes the poor. So while I can agree with it, I disagree with it for that reason.
Well, I think sugar is just as
And
addictive.
that statement there is absolutely true. That aspartame should have never been a thing. It should be gone.
Well, sugar is just as addictive as a lot of other drugs and stuff. So
that is true. There was a study done, and it does make holes in your brain, and it does more than just that. I mean, as if that wasn't enough. But go ahead.
But sugar should be, like you said, limited, just enough to give it some sweetness, but not like a half a pound of sugar to whatever they're making. I mean, you can't even get bread without sugar in it in the United States. In other countries, it's not like that. They call our bread a cake.
Yeah. In most of every other country, they would call American bread cake because it's so sweet. And yeah, there needs to be the government set limits on that. We're all like sugar ants, and people's like, there's nothing wrong with it. There is, but I will say that aspartame is worse.
Well, there's all kind of things you can sweeten stuff with. There's honey and sucralose and stevia and all kind of stuff.
Well, as far as diabetes go, there's been people who have claimed that these artificial sweeteners are just as bad as sugar. But as far as fat goes, sugar will put the fat on you quick, but it more than anything, it affects your brain.
Yeah, that's like if you get a little kid used to having sugar all the time, and then you take it away from them, you're gonna have some crazy kids. They're gonna be bouncing off the walls and causing all kind of confusion.
If you don't believe in the difference that sugar makes, look at the effects on a child. That will prove it to you.
Oh yeah, they get nuts without it. They'll be bouncing off the walls, trying to fight you over it and everything else. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, it's just a damn Mountain Dew. Good Lord.
Well, I started to go without sugar years ago. Not exclusively without it, but I, cut it to virtually none. And I noticed I calmed down. I wasn't as quick to fight. I could think clearer. I wasn't jittery feeling all the time, which you won't notice while you always have it. But once you don't have it, you will notice that you were jittery as fuck when you always had it before.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotten to the point to where I prefer sucralose to regular sugar. To me, regular sugar tastes nasty. I don't like it anymore.
Well, I also quit having a lot of grease. And now, after years of not having a lot of grease will make me sick quick, and you can feel it sitting on your stomach and weighing you down and everything else. Once you begin to live healthier for so long, it takes a while, but your body craves to live healthier then.
Yeah.
All you have is sugar and grease and, I don't know, pork and whatever and all that. Then that's all you're gonna ever crave. But I do still crave dairy products.
Yeah.
It's always been, like, cheese has always been one of my favorite things. Unfortunately, that's extremely bad for you.
I guess I'm weird, but I do not like sour cream and cream cheese. I don't like it. I've never liked it. To me, it tastes like buttermilk, and I just can't stand the stuff. I know I'm weird, but that's just me. I can cook with it and it'd be all right, but to put it as a garnish or something on things, no.
Yeah, I got another funny video. This one speaks for itself.
Protests gone wrong.
Notice it says, I am the weapon. I would say this is a protest going right.
That was wrong. That was really fucked up, and that's going to be dealt with.
Oh my God. I'd be in the audience laughing my ass off.
You can keep talking, but I got to play that shit again.
Protests gone wrong.
Oh my
That was wrong. That was
wrong. It wasn't wrong.
I like that his shirt said, I am the weapon.
Yeah. Well, shit. She looked just as big as he was. She could take the hit. I mean,
Yeah.
really.
Beautiful. You had some chunky, probably lesbian up there screaming. You couldn't even understand anything she was screaming. She was just screaming.
Yeah.
So he just steps up there and whap.
Gotta give her an attitude adjustment.
Reboot.
He gave her a little adjustment on the top of the head. Oh my God. If I was there, I'd be laughing my ass off. You could hear me over the crowd too. I'd be laughing my ass off. I'd probably get thrown out of there, but I wouldn't care. It'd be worth it. Oh my goodness.
Well, I've done things like that. You know, you get somebody screaming their fucking head off. And when I was younger and I was quicker to action, let's say, I've done things like that. In my experience, when one does these things, you get 10 people jumping on you at once, like you just came out with a automatic weapon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my thought process is this. A female, a woman, should not put her place in a man's place. If she wants to act like a man, she needs to get treated like a man.
She's out there screaming her fucking head off. You can't even make out a word of it. What? That should be the very thing that should happen every time.
Yeah. To knock her back into reality or something. I don't know. I guess I was always taught you don't do shit like that, you know.
Yeah, there's basic respect, you know, and they probably co-opted somebody else's meeting for that matter. You know, I mean, she was just out there screaming. You couldn't make out a word of that.
Yeah, you couldn't understand a damn word she said.
And she didn't look presentable. She wasn't up there like, I have a message. Listen to my message. Let me reason with you.
Mm-hmm.
No, she was just this dumpy looking thing just screeching.
That woman wasn't chubby, though. She was just plain out fat. I mean, my God, she'd put a linebacker to shame. She ought to be ashamed of herself. Getting up there screaming like that. I bet her mother's turning over in her grave. I don't know. Shit like that don't work here. Because you get somebody screaming like that, somebody else is going to step up and knock the piss out of them. I mean, they would have every right to do it, you know.
I mean, you know, you could be like, let me have a moment of your time. You can hear me out or not. Here's what I want to talk to you about today. But no, that's just this thing screeching. We need a man like that at every one of these things.
Have you been hired? I'll go with you. I'll drive. I'll drive. And see it on the news. We'll make national publicity.
Hey, Hook's on to something. Maybe she was yelling about abortion, but I tell you what, that's not her fight. She's no risk and no risk at all.
None. She has nothing to worry about. Oh my goodness. I can see it now. All of our viewers that turn on the TV or whatever, social media and see us going from rally to rally because you were hired to set these people straight. I just see it. It was like, that crazy motherfucker Noise, he actually did it. He finally went and did it. He's been hired by the government to set all these bitches straight. Oh.
That before. And then usually it's a ball of people on top of me.
I know you
can't
said
even
all
see
them,
me anymore.
You said all them straight too. I've seen you do it. And yeah, I'd be doing the driving. Oh, I could just see it now. Woo. But yeah, that woman ain't got nothing to worry about abortion and stuff.
She gets no men, and if she is a lesbian, I bet she gets no bitches.
Ladybug, let me tell you something. Yeah, she was a lesbian, and I'm pretty sure she gets no bitches.
You know what's crazy? You actually get no bitches. Yeah, you get no bitches.
None. No bitches anywhere. In fact, the bitches run because they don't want to be squished.
I think I had more of an audience before, and I ran them off with well, I don't know. I mean, these weird ass clips I make are like amongst the most popular. They people love them, but they disgust people at the same time.
They watch them for morbid curiosity.
Let me play the latest one.
I still think that's poop in that jar, not Nutella. I do. I think it's poop. It's got to be poop.
Okay, but Hook, have you seen the Snatch one?
Oh God. I blame myself for that one.
He's exactly right about that. And yes, I assumed your gender.
I wish I'd never found it.
Ever since internet dating, women have become clown cars. They see how many they can stuff up there at once. They've become porcupine women. If they had many sticking out as they had stuck in, they look like a porcupine. They're nasty. And they embrace this. They're like, ooh, look at my toy collection. Oh, I've got this body count. And oh, look at my OnlyFans. Oh, it's fucking disgusting.
Well, the women now have
Hey, look.
become more aggressive than men.
I know a lot of men are like, oh, why do you even care? I don't care. And, you know, they're like, as long as they can fuck it right. Well, would you wear underwear that 200 people have worn? Oh, for that matter, 20 of them might have been in that week. And if so, what the fuck's wrong with you? But this is worse than wearing well-worn underwear. This is putting your tongue in these places, putting your dick in these places, and so on. And there's also such thing as STDs. So you can see why I call it disgusting. It desensitizes the women. They lose the ability to feel love because there is chemicals released during mating to where they form a bond with a person. That bond forming is wrecked. They're whoever they sleep with, they've been there, done that. You know, it's nothing new. They're always going to be comparing you to 100 or plus other men. It's wrong on so many ways. I could probably write a fucking book on it, but think on it for yourself and come to your own conclusion.
But yeah, nowadays the women hustle. They're hustlers. A lot of women
did that
are.
in 1925. I'm not sure I can pronounce this word. Weimar Berlin. The point is to devalue the woman so far that men won't fight for them. Then they breed out the entire race. It is a genocide. And there has been a dwindling population. Not to mention there's, the future is going to be yellow people because all these women are going for all the black boys out there.
Yeah.
Because that's been put in media. That's what's cool. Those are the bad boys now and all this. Not to mention that most of the black people come out by default looking like they're on steroids and super tall and all this.
But they die out quicker too.
And then you add the LGBTQ to top it off, and our population is utterly fucked. We won't have a future.
No, because they want people to do that, and then they want them sick and dumb. So they can just do whatever they want to, and nobody questions anything. That's my thought on it anyway.
Okay, on this page, not satire. So this is real. Trans finalists battle for women's pool championship title after defeating all the ladies. Two trans ladies, men basically, win against all the women. And now the two trannies are having to battle it out. They're the only ones left. They're the only winners. Haynes, pictured here, and Smith, pictured here. And Clint Eastwood looking appropriately disgusted. So this tranny demon, I suppose, is fitting. One out between the two, seizing 1,800 pounds prize.
I think it should be illegal for trans people to enter into women's sports.
Hey, look, clearly, when they say men have an advantage over women, it's not just physical strength. It's coordination and I don't know, muscle memory. Maybe I'm not a scientist. I can tell you all of it, but it is clear, even in a pool tournament, two trans men came out to the top, beating all the women. Shouldn't that tell them something?
I mean, just because they're trans does not mean they quit being men. The muscle structure and stuff like that does not change.
Well, clearly coordination plays a part in it too, and focus and concentration, and maybe mechanical thinking with the angles and all such. I mean, again, I'm no scientist, I couldn't tell you, but the proof is in the pudding, like they say. It's evident.
Yeah.
And clearly the women are revolting, but people don't seem to care.
I mean, yeah. Don't you know some women that would beat the crap out of them with pool sticks? I believe that is the tamest protest I ever saw.
How far is humanity willing to go in this whole we have to respect their rights and we do it to spare their feelings thing, kindness. So Hook here says transgenderism was invented by the German Jew Magnus Hirschfeld. When you see book burnings, it's largely pictures of the kids burning his library. The Nazis executed him for child mutilation.
Oh, I did not know that.
I had heard something about the person who made the whole non-binary and tranny and all those things, that was like the founding person of a good many of those things, was a Nazi that did sick things like that.
Oh, okay.
And here, Midnight Ladybug, I feel the same. The trans keep winning. It's unfair to the women, as a woman that pisses me off. These men in dresses pretend and win the prizes with these girls trained for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair.
Hook says, so I'm all for a flat out ban and putting these transgender doctors up against the wall. So am I. Absolutely. And we have on Rumble, problematic white guy, and he says, hell all.
Hi.
Thanks for coming by.
But yeah, these doctors, they need their licenses taken away, and they need to be put in jail.
Well, sure, that's disturbing, but what's maybe just as disturbing, if not more so, is all the people that's more than willing to go right along with all this, and even fight you for not going along with it as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, if it looks like a man, but is dressed like a woman, I'm still going to call them a man, and they can't do a damn thing about it.
If they've operated on a child, it's straight to the wood chipper feet first. I can't disagree with that. The problematic white guy says, can't stay, but I want to drop in to like the stream.
He stays busy.
It's been a slow night.
Yeah, but that's okay. There's always Thursday. That's when people are getting geared up for the weekend and stuff. So, yeah. This should not even be a thing.
Okay, here, OpenAI's new image generator is incredible for creating fraudulent documents, as you see here. And think about the ways this could be misused.
Oh, that has a plethora of possibilities.
OpenAI's latest image generating 4.0 model is surprisingly good at generating text inside images, a feat that had proved particularly difficult for many of its predecessors. And that makes it a powerful tool for generating images of fraudulent documents, as users have found. You can use 4.0, is that an 4.0?
Yeah.
4.0 to generate fake receipts, DOS wrote. There are too many real-world verification flows that rely on real images as proof that era is over. Another user even managed to edit the image further by adding a realistic filter and food stains, the perfect way to commit expense fraud if you were so inclined. DOS also found that 4.0 was happy to generate fraudulent prescriptions for controlled substances like Zoloft.
I did not know Zoloft was a controlled substance.
And then we have this.
Well, I did not know that Zoloft was a controlled substance.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything that a prescription is needed for, I believe so.
Oh, okay.
That, but I believe so.
Well, you're not going to be able to trust any damn thing you see written, like a doctor's prescription or anything like that now, because the AI has taken over.
Well, it's going to probably come down to the paper it's printed on, much as a currency is done. They're going to have to use that from now on, maybe. Now, in cases such as you have receipts, for to do your long form taxes, that would become trickier then. Maybe everything will have to be ran through a verification process. I could only see that as a way forward because they'll catch on to this scheme quickly.
Yeah, they will.
So he moved over to Rumble and his ass itches there as well.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not even sure what he's referring to there.
I don't know either. I don't follow Pokemon, so I don't know. Especially after the bullshit they're trying to do with it. I mean, we did a video on it before, and the stuff is dark. Really, really dark.
If you're on YouTube, you can hit that reaction button. It helps the algorithm because YouTube apparently really doesn't want to show my stuff to anybody, so help out with that.
Yeah.
What?
Goon said it's a Pokemon with a long tongue. You can use it as an ass eater.
They want to get up in there deep, don't they?
I guess. I just don't even know. I don't even know these people.
Which one? What?
What the hell? Pokemon. He's talking about Pokemon. Which Pokemon would you screw, Noise?
Well, I was grown when Pokemon came out, and I never got into it. I never quite, got the concept. Is it some boy running around and he's putting animals in balls and throwing them at people, and it's just all kinds of weird.
Yeah. I don't get it either. I mean, wouldn't that be animal abuse? I don't know. But the Japanese are some weird little fuckers, They got all that tentacle shit going on because they can't show porn in their stuff, so they use tentacles. I also seen a video one time where they have vending machines that are filled with girls' drawers. Yeah. Like I said, I think there's some weird little fuckers. Hook says they never recovered from getting nuked twice. Yeah, it done something to their brains.
For the Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have people starting to join us back after I've already burned through all the content. But see, I'm trying to see what I got left here. Hey, what we have here? This lady at an anti-Trump protest bragged about being a queer and unashamed illegal immigrant, and the entire Trump team is taking notice.
How could they not?
What do you expect? You get a immigrant that's here illegally, get up and tell everybody they're queer for some reason, like anybody really cares. I mean, these people, they don't seem to learn. I don't know. Is it really worth to be like, oh yeah, I got you with this burn, look what I did, but your ass gets deported? Is it really worth it?
Well, I'm saying, all that aside, how could they not notice her? I mean, look at her.
My name is Gracia Martinez Rosas. I am an immigrant. I am undocumented, unafraid, queer, and unashamed.
Who cares? I mean, why would you get up and tell everybody that you're undocumented? And well, why would you tell them you're queer? But the undocumented part gets you thrown out, gets you deported. Plus, criminal charges come with that. They do now anyway.
Well, it looks to me like
maybe she's like, Reed, trip back to Mexico. Here I come.
Well, she needs to put the fork down every now and then. I mean, come on. That's just insane. That I don't understand their logic.
We have an app for that. We suggest you check out the new CBP home app to self-deport.
Yep. Oh, these people, I don't know. I just don't know about any of it anymore. That's why I don't get out much, because yeah, I could go out and stuff like that, but if I did, knowing my damn luck, I would get in the middle of some crazy shit like that. I would say something, some shit would get started, and I'd be on the fucking news. I'd have to start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, well, we were talking about how the population is dwindling here, but it's more so dwindling in Japan. I don't know, what is some backstory on why it could be dwindling in Japan?
Well, they're working them to death. They don't have time. I mean, they live at their jobs, and the family unit has diminished a lot. So
But here, you know, I can never say these words right. Toy, how would you say that?
Toy.
Toy CEO confirms One Piece Super Sentai Studios now focusing on overseas markets due to Japan's population crisis, such as those related to Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and One Piece were developed strictly with local audiences in mind. The shrinking of Japanese audiences due to the country's ongoing population crisis has now forced them to shift their economic focus to overseas markets. It's an interesting picture. Speaking to his previously announced plans to have international markets make up 50% of Toy Co.'s revenue by 2030, a boost from their current contributions of 30, the studio boss explained that the reason for the shift in focus was, simply put, the fact the amount of customers available to them in Japan has been shrinking by the day.
Dear God.
Yeah, I'm not really into that, but by this context, they took the American Power Rangers and just renamed it to Sentai for Japan. Per data collected by the United Nations, the fertility rate in the land of the rising sun has been on a downward trajectory since the end of World War II, with national births per women have fallen roughly 3.43 in 1950, the first year of the organization began to record such data, to an abysmal 1.37 in 2024. So it's fallen by a third. I don't know, it could have to do with them being nuked also.
Yeah.
Markets of interest were their fellow Asian countries and North America as a whole. Asian accounts for more than half of the world's population. Local contents are growing in nearly every Asian market, and the region is closer to us culturally, so it's an obvious place to start, he said. But North America is also a huge market, so of course we would want to roll out there as well. We also want to look at how we can expand our existing whatever special effects franchises, Kamen Riders, Super Sentai, and Power Rangers. This has always been Toy's forte, and we're hoping to expand these properties. I just wonder if with this, they're going to Americanize any of it. The book says, yeah, there's a population crisis due to feminism. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, because the feminists don't want people to have children, because if they're male, they don't want them to exist.
And the Japanese girl, Ukrainian Jew that won Miss Japan 2 seconds after winning, is talking about bringing in blacks and Arabs. Yeah, I would say they have a crisis. I mean, we have a crisis, but they have more on them, I guess. And for an Asian country, I would imagine they're one of the smaller populations because they're on an island. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, they're an island. I mean, they only got so much room, you know. And they're wanting to bring in black people and Arabs? No.
That's just silly. That would be, well, utterly stupid of them.
Yeah. I think the nuclear fallout has rotted a lot of their minds. But that's just my opinion. So, I mean, you know.
Well, hopefully by Thursday, things will be more stirring. People will be more stirring, because I don't think I've ever had such a dead night as tonight.
Well, I mean, it happens. It's bound to happen.
increasingly so is the issue.
Well, I've noticed on Mondays it's a lot slower than Thursdays. And I think it's simply because the weekend is getting closer and stuff like that.
I'm gonna play a movie trailer. I don't know what to think of it, but the fact that being by Disney alone, you know, is probably gonna be crap.
Hook said there were a bunch of 8 p.m. starts tonight. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. Could be, I don't know. I only have so much time to work with, so I work with what time I have.
Last seen heading northbound. Unit 12, acknowledging dispatch. Already in pursuit.
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand. Ready? Because there's no going back.
I remember the original Tron. I don't remember what year it came out, but you know, I have childhood memories of it. But every Tron since then did not stick in my mind.
I don't know. That trailer was very odd. It just didn't really have any substance to me anyway. I mean, never mind the fact that it was put out by Disney. That's bad enough.
And so the first Tron came out in 1982, and it was well liked and well talked about. But everyone since then hasn't really garnered much interest from people, has it?
No, not to my knowledge anyway. I mean, there's not a lot of hype. But like I said, it being put out by Disney's bad enough. I hate to see how it is. It's probably going to be chock full of DEI bullshit.
Well, I believe there's, I'm trying to look it up, but it's not being very clear. I believe there's been 3 Tron movies, but only the first one was memorable to me. Not to mention all these CGI effects. These CGI effects, they're overdone. It always, I could be wrong on this. It could be because of the generation I come from, but it always felt like the practical effects left a more of an impression on you.
Yeah. That's like you take the classic movie Clash of the Titans and you pair it with the CGI version they redid.
Well, you take the 70s TV Hulk. Clearly, it was just a bodybuilder in paint. Yeah, everybody knows that. But you got a sense of power. You got a sense of destruction. Now you get the CGI Hulk, and it might as well be a cartoon.
Yeah, because it feels like
it doesn't translate the same.
Yeah, it feels like a cartoon. I mean, if I wanted to watch a cartoon movie, I'd go watch a cartoon movie.
And so as this says here, as my bot in chat says, if you want to super chat or become a member, come to my Rumble where you're able to do that. No one has yet taken me up on that. Maybe eventually someone will.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you can't be successful until you're already successful. People's like, oh, that's just, you know, same motherfuckers be in other chats, be in other streams, throwing the money. And it's like, what about what am I? You know, I get no fucking respect. I get no respect. I get no respect. I mean, really, I don't. But people like what they like. But that is a tricky one. If I were successful next week, people don't be on here like, you know, showing the full respect that they wouldn't normally do. It's a phenomenon I've seen out of people before. Like, there was a time somebody was throwing away a couch, and you're like, hey, I'd like that. If you're just gonna throw it away, give it to me. And then suddenly they're like, wait a minute, I want $100 for it. And then you're like, fuck you. It's kind of like that in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
You'll only be treated as anything until once you're already there. I can't nail down what it is about human psychology that treats things, that values things and devalues things with prejudice. Something I haven't nailed down. But even if you did figure it out, that's the real fucked up thing about it. Even if you figure it out, you can change nothing about it.
Yeah, that's true.
So wisdom is a bitch, because all you're old and wise or whatever, that just means you're miserable. It means you see the shit coming and you can do nothing about it.
Yeah, that is very, very true. But that's the way it goes. It usually goes that way.
It goes like
My little pony, baby pony. They're such cute ponies, everyone. My little pony, baby pony. Baby cotton candy. You is so much baby fun. Moon dancer. I love to feed you with baby firefly. And put on your little diaper too. Each sold separately.
I had to do it.
Oh, fucking do it again.
I know you will. That's the bad part.
Okay, goddamn, this has been a piss poor, pitiful stream. And it's not my fault. I've done the same shit as I've always done. But anyway, I blame YouTube. Here's me promoting.
Me! Choose me! Love me!
No.
And here's me saying bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Till next time, if any of you fuckers actually show up. Later.
Your feelings can fuck off, you non-binary bitch. Telling everyone we're wrong while you sexualize kids. Keep your pronouns in your pants. This ain't the time or place. Unless you think you can dance, I'll punch that confused face. My pronoun is pimp.